Good afternoon, my dear brothers, sisters, and friends. Today is January the 5th, 2013. First of all, I would like to wish you all a Happy New Year. I hope that you did enjoy your holidays. And we are beginning of our year by a Mindfulness Day. Today is our first Mindfulness Day of the year. I'm very happy to see all of you here today, and wish you all a happy day too. Today we practiced total relaxation. Did you have some rest? Total relaxation is a technique to help us to sleep. If we have a hard time to sleep, and you should learn this way to sleep. And part of the reason why we can't sleep, of course, sometimes related to our physical health. Also include with our mind, our mentally. Sometimes we go to bed and we know when we are going to bed, it is the time to rest. But we do not rest totally. We just rest the body. That means we relax the body on bed. But we did not rest the mind. That's why it's not totally rest. Totally means you rest not only physical body, but include your mind. When you do adding, one of the number that you did not add, and your subtotal will be wrong. So when people adding, they make sure everything correct, all the number correct, and make sure you add the number in. And if you did not add from 1 to 10, you cannot have the subtotal. You cannot have the right total. Same thing. We are unable to call total relax because we subtract something out. We only rest the body, but we did not rest the mind. And that's why we cannot sleep. And you know what happened? When we cannot sleep, we feel uncomfortable with the body. We turn to left, we turn to right, we sit up, we stand up, and the body cannot stay peacefully on bed. So therefore, the practice is release something out of our mind in order to help us to sleep. You can follow some of the techniques that I share with you during the relaxation. You also can find a book called The Blooming of the Lotus. The Blooming of the Lotus. And that is the book has many exercises in there. But these exercises are not physical exercise. This is mentally exercise. For example, they say practicing reflecting on your body. And you can breathe in nice and deep, and you can say focusing, reflecting on my face, I breathe in. Happy with my face, I breathe out. And you know that your eyes has been working so hard through the day. Many hours we have used our eyes. And we haven't had much time to allow them to rest. So now it is the time for me to allow my eyes to rest. So you close your eyes and let your eye rest. We always look at something, watch something, We use our eyes in many ways. We stare at someone, we look at someone, we see something. So every single word we use is related to the eyes. Sometimes we like someone, we look at them, we look after them. But if we don't like someone, our eyes turn very mean. We stare at someone. And that's why the eyes are not at peace, not at ease so also. So therefore, find some natural music to help you to sleep too. Sometimes we ingest a lot of music and much emotional. You know, when we have a broken heart and we stay home alone at night, lie on sofa bed, on the couch and listen to those musics, and our body is wheezing along with the musicians. And because the words in there is very touching and it gives us a lot of emotionals. And sometimes those are not the good food for the mind. Of course, musics are nice, but we should know when to take and when not to take. When we're so sad, do not listen to emotional music, because that has only increased your suffering, not reduce. And that is not the practice. The practice is when we realize something wrong with us, we find a way to reduce. We don't find a way to increase. But usually, we are not like that. Let's say when we're angry, we should step out of that environment where make you angry. But we never step out. We want to stay there to see what can they do. So that's why it just increase the suffering. The practice is when we realize something negative, we should find a way to reduce the negative, not to increase the negative. Don't you remember the Buddha taught us 4 ways to be intelligent, to be diligent? Something already good, make it increase, make it update, make it move forward day by day. Something not good, and it's not yet arise in us, do not ever let it arise in us. The evil, the bad is not there, make it absolutely absent, ever absent. Something already arise, evil arise, try to find a way to release. So the Buddha taught us 4 ways to be diligent, 4 ways to move forward. If good not yet arise, make it arise. The goodness in us is not cultivate. Let's cultivate. The evil, the bad, already cultivate. Find a way to let it go, to make it vanish. So sleeping is the time to rest. Sometimes we don't have to have 8 hours to sleep. It depends on the age. Like our age here, usually 5 or 6 hours a day, right? Less than that or more than that? More. I don't have much. Maybe around 4, 5 or 6, that's it. Sometimes only 3 hours. I don't sleep much. But when I sleep, nothing can bother my sleep. I'm not thinking of anything. I have a lot of things to worry for. But I learn not to carry my worries along with the time when I'm sleeping. We all have something to worry for. Even a monastic. You have to think how to run your bill, your everything. So we are the same. We have a lot of things to worry too. But the word worry here means to taking care. I have things to taking care of. But those things cannot. I learn if something I need to do, I will do it with my wholeheartedly. But I don't expect anything to be 100% because I know in this life there is nothing 100%. Everything is temporary. Grace emailed me. This month we have about 17, let's say we have 17 or 20 retreatants, participants. But when the morning comes, we only have 10 or 11. Let's say that. Then, okay, we will practice with these 11 people. I cannot stand up and say, how come you tell me 20 and now it's only 11? Where are the rest? And I suffer that. So I sit there with the number of 11s, but I don't happy at all. But I'm suffering with the other 9s who are absent. Yes, that's not fair. Huh? And we should learn that maybe some conditions come at the last minute. They cannot make it. So learn to relax on all the conditions. And that will help us more. And try to let go things that not necessary for us to carry as much as we can. And that is the only way to make us happy and allow, and we're able to smile. There's nothing else. I used to give an example. There is a candy jar, a jar of candy. We put our hand in, we wish that to take some candy out from the jar. So when we hold the candies, our hand become a knob like this, and we cannot move our hand from the jar. So what do you want? You want to let go of the candies and free your hand, or you want to keep your hand in the jar with a bunch of candies but you cannot eat and you are like this all the time? Which one we prefer? Of course we want to drop off the candies. Okay, if I cannot take it, then I will free my hand. I take something else to enjoy. I don't have candies, then I can enjoy chocolate, cookies or whatever. But sometimes because we attach to something called candies in the jar, candies, and we cannot free ourselves. And that is the reason why we live, but we cannot laugh. Because we don't learn the true facts of life. We live, we learn. No learning, no living. Because otherwise we live, but not a happy life. We want a happy life, we must learn how to live. No learning, no way to live. And there's no life. Even we have life, but usually when people so suffer and they will say, I have no life. Why we have no life? We do have life. But because we don't know how to decorate our life. How to decorate our life? Learning. Learning is one of the ways to decorate our life. It's like on the Christmas season, we bring out the Christmas tree, and we must decorate the tree. The star, everything, so many ornaments on that Christmas tree to make the tree look beautiful. Same thing. Little thing in this life happen. If you know how to use them, they still can be the ornament for us to decorate. Have you ever seen some of the website that they use all kind of fruits and vegetables to make animals decoration? Beautiful. They use tomato, eggplants, carrots, chili, every single fruits and vegetables. They can make into different kind of animals for decoration. And the life is like that. We live, we learn, we laugh, and there is life. Or else. So we all have things to taking care, and temporary we can say, I have something to worry for. But the worry is only one of the in many things that we worry. It's still a thing to taking care of. Then learn. Because if we cannot sleep, we cannot recharge our battery, and we cannot continue. The machine is very weak; it cannot run. When we cannot sleep, we get dizzy, headache, impatience. Very easy to upset. That's one of the reasons. Of course, angry have many reasons why we're angry. And less sleep, lack of sleep is one of the ways to make us feel uncomfortable. And we are also very easy to get mad. Have you ever experienced about this? When we don't sleep well, people just surround us and ask questions, and we are very easy to explode. But when we have enough sleep, we are very nice and kind, willing to do anything. The reason why we cannot patience, because we have too much expectation, too much attachments, and too much ego in us. A lot of kind of ego. So to be humble, let go, accept, embrace. Those are all the ingredients of many more to help us to reduce the percent of impatience, the percent of angry. In the explanation of the word patience, and one of the meaning of the word patience means the energy of accepting. Why we can be patient? Because we have the energy to accept. I have yesterday my brother, he was very sick, and he went to test our patience. Sometimes if we see something wrong, we don't do it right away. It takes time after. This is something just happened. I realize this microphone is almost our battery. So I already prepare batteries in my room. So I leave it right there. But when I step out, you know why? I should replace it right away, but I think I don't want to waste. So I want to use to the last minute of the batteries. You see, you can learn things right away. You see something wrong, you don't do it right away, and you wait until, and sometimes no time to wait. Of course, you can fix, but take long time. Same thing, it just wastes your time. On the way here, I learned something. Yesterday, my brother went to the doctor because he have a very bad flu. He went there and he sit there from 2 o'clock until 7 o'clock. And I just called to visit him, and he said that I am sitting in this clinic since 2 o'clock. And I said, "Are you okay?" He says, "Okay. I cannot expect anything else because many others have same flu as me." So why he can be patient like that? Because he know, he can accept, because he understand. Doctor cannot do anything else. Too many patients on that day. Same flu. So one of the reasons that able help us to be patient, learn to accept. Less expect. Sometimes we have a brother, a sister, or even our mother, our dad. They're very easy to get mad, to upset. And we think, how come they are like that? And we disagree. And we have the distance between us and that person. But the only thing that appear in the practice and everything can be solved, and that is understanding. I understand my dad. He has hot temper. But in him, he does love us. And because he too much worry for us, that's why we cannot talk. But I will learn how to be patient. Some of the parents, they much love their kids. Even playing the sports, they still don't want their children to join any team in school because they worry their children might get hurt. Even the teacher went to the family and request the permission to allow their kids to join because they're so good at the sport. No. We thank you for your idea, but I don't want my son to get hurt. I don't want my daughter to get hurt. They just want to, keep the kid in home, within their care. And when the kids grow up, they know nothing about life and surround. And they cannot have a good communication too, because the kids feel unfair. So patience is one of the ingredients for our daily life. And what is the first thing that we're able to be patient? Accept. Embrace. Instead of expect and pushing out, we try to embrace that person. And we slowly will transform a negative person I have been practicing in Buddhism since I'm 7. And after I ordained as a monk, a novice, when I'm 15, and I have worked with the community, both Vietnamese and English speaking. And you know that I have met a lot of people in many, many ways. And if I have no patience for them, I cannot come and help them. Some people, they have a lot of expectation on you, even though they don't pay that, right? As a monk, we won't do anything for people for the payment. We just come to people with our heart. So when we have a mindfulness day like this, which if any donation you want to help, put in the donation box. We don't charge. But if you register at the order center, they have the price. You must pay how much for the day, like how much for the meal, how much for the talk. But we don't charge anything because I want to do something for the Sangha come from my heart. You know, the whole day you hear, so I have to stick with you, right? Meditation and from 9 to 4. Not only English speaking with Vietnamese. Like today, you see a whole bunch of kids downstairs. No, those are all the unexpectation kids. We don't have any class for them today. But I don't know why the kids come. So I asked Michael, stay down there, create a class for them. It's time to play, but we must have an hour to teach them because they are here with us today. So, when you do something for others with your heart, you more embrace, accept, you have no expectation. You more freedom. Freedom called equanimity is another word, is freedom. Because you have no expectation. That's why nothing for you to attach with. Let's say you expect today you will collect $500 from the Sangha. Then if you only have 300, then you will suffer for the whole night. You sit down and you count how many hours you spend for them, how much water they use, how much food we spend. Then things already done. But you will sit there with a whole bunch of worries and suffer and with what you expect. And because we have no expectation, that's why a lot of freedom in me. So when you love someone, just do it. In your love, the love must contain the quality of joy. You love someone in such a way that you happy, others happy. That's called true love. And if we don't learn how to love, the more we love, the more we suffer. Why we suffer? Because too much expectation. And why that person not happy? Because they have a lot of pressure on us. So the one who receive our pressure, and we are the one who pressure by our expectation. Though that is one of the 4 elements of love. The Buddha taught us 4 elements of love. Loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity. Equanimity, another word, freedom. You love in such a way that that person feel very free in your love. Free here, freedom here, doesn't mean you can do whatever you want. Freedom here means they don't feel the pressure of love. Make sure we love someone in such a way that they have no pressure. Let's example. You come for the retreat, or you come for the mindfulness day. You must come here to practice with a freedom mind. No pressure. Oh, I don't have money to donate. I don't have money to pay for. And money become the pressure. So you come to the practice, but you have no freedom. Why no freedom? Because someone help you with the expectation. And you realize the energy of that expectation. So that expectation come to you and become the pressure. Money now become the pressure. Do you see what I mean? In another way, when we do something, and if that something, that things we do become the pressure, I have to finish this, I have to be done this, I have to 100% perfect, and that 100% perfect become the pressure. And if we do that day by day, and our whole body and mind become the pressure of things. Every single thing we do, even small, we still have pressure. And we have no joy, no freedom at all. When we cook for someone, we must cook with joy. And when we cook with joy, then you have no expectation. Oh, you try your best, but it doesn't come out exactly what we have ate. You taste something from somewhere and you want to make it good dish for your loved one, but you already put all your effort in. But what can you do? You already done your best, and it doesn't turn out exactly. Then now you're happy to enjoy with what you have. One day, one of the young monks, they went into the kitchen and they want to make some a salty dish for Thai. They use peanuts and they mix with soy sauce and sugar and things like that. But because they put too much sugar, so all the sugar melts and grab the peanuts are very hard like a rock. They bring out that dish as a whole bunch of rock. They say, Thay, we should throw this away. I said, no. We can use something to break them out. And we can enjoy them slowly. If it's soft and nice and maybe we just eat too much and we have no time to enjoy. So because it's hard, so we can chew slowly. So time to enjoy. Freedom. Freedom means you have no expectation. Anything come, we have the mind and the humor to see things. For example, changing the battery is one of the very beautiful thing to learn too. So therefore, when we're able to learn how to be humble, the energy of acceptance, less expectation, and in us we have more patience, more freedom. We patience, but no pressure. We patience, but freedom. Like you sit in the doctor clinic. You're patient to wait, very patient, but you have no pressure, no suffer. You sit there, you enjoy. Yesterday, I went to Westlock Meditation Center to do some cleanup. And because the road where we drive there, and lot of wind. So they blow the snow and make like a small hill right in the middle of the road. Very, very heavy snow and very thick. And the lady who gave me a ride, she doesn't want to cross over that hill. So she tried to flip, and when she turned, the whole van sunk in the side, and half of the snow, and we stuck in the snow. 7 people in the van. We just turned out of the entrance of the monastery, and now we're stuck there. And I have someone from Calgary waiting for me here. So I called Master. I said, Master, I want to back home, but we're stuck in the snow. Master have some neighbor's phone call. Can you make us a call to see can someone from our neighbor come out and help? Master called back and said, I tried to contact them, but unfortunately they are working. They are not yet home. So what do? We just sit there, talk, and enjoy the time. That's it. Nothing. We have no pressure. 20 minutes later, there was a neighbor who back home, he almost turned to his house, and suddenly he saw far from that corner there's a van, and he realized maybe we stuck. So he came out and helped. So if you have, you cannot expect anyone to be there at that time, nothing you can do, then now you suffer yourself with the pressure, with your impatience. You're just more suffering. No joy at all. Because we cannot expect anyone to be there to help. You try to find someone, but no one there. What can you do? This is something called accident. No plan. And in our daily life, there are so many things can happen suddenly like that. And without any help. And we should learn that. Reflecting on impermanence is one of the ways too. Yesterday, I attend and pray for 2 patients at the hospital who almost died. And after my blessing, I back home, and in one evening, both of them passed away. And me and the Master have to run. And if you go to the back hall today, you can see a whole bunch of new pictures. So you have holidays, but I don't. Since December 18 until January 2nd, every day funerals. So holidays for someone, but horrible for someone. You see that? And we able to witness the impermanence of life every day. Yesterday evening, when the Master and me, we would just sit and talk, and a phone call in, and the lady announced, Thầy, my father passed away at home. The Master completely surprised because he never realized that man was sick. He still visited that man last month, and now, you see, life cannot talk, cannot say anything. So when you can reflect on the fragile of life, the impermanent, also help you to reduce your hot temper. Help you to be patient with someone you love, someone around you. I have met a man who sacrificed all of his life for their kids. He worked 2 jobs, 7 days a week. After back home, he do everything at home. His children never touch even wash a dish or wash their own clothes. He does everything for their kids. But when they're happy, nothing happened. But when they're angry, they say, "Dad, you move and leave us this house." And every single time like that, he just keeps silent and do his work, mind his job. I love that man so much because I know him so well. He have a lot of love for his kids. And he said, "Thầy, when we do things for someone fully of love, we can accept them anyway, all the negatives. And in him, he has a very high degree of patience, but no suffer. He is a freedom guy because he know I cannot change the situation. So if I expect, I pressure myself, I just increase my suffer." And one day he said, "Thầy, you can use my story. You can use my story for the lecture of someone." Do you understand the word equanimity now? Freedom. But the equanimity here, you can have another word called liberation. This is something in the mind. Like someone prison us. We want to be freedom because we feel that someone tried to prison us. So we want to free. But the liberation may be higher than the word freedom. Come from your mind. You are in the prison, but you don't feel you're in the prison. You still enjoy. One of the Vietnamese monk, he was in the prison for 20 years by the communism. They are not allowed any sharp things in the prison. So he had nothing to shave his head and his beard. Long hair, long beard. And one day he wrote a poem about his beard. He said, "The most precious in this life is our beard. When we feel nothing to do, we can touch them, we can play with my beard. My beard is not the beard of the tiger. So there is nothing can prevent me to play with it." So in his poem contained the liberation of a prisoner. Because he know he cannot get out of this prison, out of this jail. So he has the mind of liberation. He's in there, but he's free. A little kid, a young teenager, when they're in the house with the parents, and the parents not allow them to do something, and they want to walk out, so they can be free. But that is a very minor way of thinking. Because they just think, when I step out of this house, out of my parents' hands, I am free. But actually, that is not correct. Because they step out, they're free from where they want, but so many things now continue to pressure them. Where to live, how to make money, many things like that. So don't think when you step out of the house, you are free. Free or not is based on what you think, how you think. When we're able to enjoy that, you are in the pure land. Pure means clean, no dust. Land means your heart, your mind. When the land of your mind has some absence of suffering, you are in the pure land. Do not wait until we die so we can visit the pure land. The pure land is here. Here is the pure land. In Buddhism, when we use the word land, it symbolizes for your mind. Do you believe that our mind is a big land? So many seeds are there. Good, bad, hate, so many things we have planned into our mind. And if we water that daily, regularly, that kind of seed will arise. So mindfulness helps us to be clear what to water, what is not to water. The Pure Land is like that. What is the opposite of the Pure Land? The impurity, the impurities, the wrong view, the wrong thinking, the wrong speech. And every day we in the cycle of birth and death. We call samsara. Samsara means the cycle, non-stop. We happy, unhappy, neutral, like that all the time. We never stop. And sometimes we sunk ourselves down in the bottom of the suffering, and we just cycle like that. And we never stop there. We want to influence the others. We continue to spread out our suffering to someone around us. And because of that, because we have no Pure Land in ourselves, that's why we don't live as truly as who we are. But in us there are a lot of pretend. I should say, pretend. I pretend I'm happy, but actually in me I have nothing to happy. I pretend I am a very, very practiced person. You look at someone, you may misunderstanding. Oh, she or he looks so practiced. But when you step out of the environment of the temple, nothing practiced. Because all day long you just pretend. You have no Pure Land inside of you. So you cannot present the Pure Land to someone. You live the way very, very negative. And people can realize that sooner or later. No matter how skillful we hide that. But Vietnamese people used to have an example. A piece of paper cannot grab the fire. Because when you put a bunch of fire in to grab it, it's burned. So Vietnamese people used to say the piece of paper cannot grab the fire. We learn 4 elements of love. Loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity. When we do something for someone, do it with our love. Loving kindness means you want to offer joy to someone. Compassion means you want to relieve the suffering from that person. And make sure both things you do up there contain your joy. I like to relieve the suffer for him. I like to offer the joy for him. And when you do that, but you no expectation. I do that because I know he is rich, so someday I can ask for help. I do that because, I want something from him. No. Just do it with your heart. And when you can be like that, everywhere you sit, everywhere you stand, everything you do, Pure Land is there. That's the reason why the Buddha sit on the lotus. The Buddha walk on the lotus. The Buddha stand on the lotus. Because the lotus is a flower symbolized for right in the mud. But from that mud, the flower blooms. We cannot success our practice out of this impurity world. In this impurity world, flourish a person who is very practical, who is wise, who is understanding, and very compassionate. One day, there was a teacher who asked his students, "Can you please tell me what is called wise and what is called kindness?" The first student said, "To me, wise means when you can understand the other. Kindness means when you can love the others." Make sense, huh? The second student said, "To me, wise means when you're able to make people understand you. Kindness means when you're able to make people love you." Also makes sense. But the third student said, "To me, wise means when you're able to understand yourself. Kindness means when you're able to love yourself." Can you see the three students with three different answers? The teacher said, "The other two are not wrong. But if we look deeply, we still can find something is not all right in there. Because when you understand others, love others, that means you direct to the outside. But when you make people love you, understand you, that means you just knowing yourself, love yourself. The most important is when you're able to understand yourself, you understand. Don't have to make people understand you. Understand yourself, love yourself. Then the other two are possible. I understand me. I don't like negative words. Then I will understand the others. They also don't like negative words. So instead of talking the outside, we go back, reflect on ourselves. Beautiful story. Beautiful lecture. So wise means when you understand you, ourselves. Kindness means when we're able to love ourselves. And because we love ourselves, that's why we can understand how to love others. Anything we don't want, we never do for others. Anything we don't like, we should know that people also don't like. Is that something for us to learn? The Pure Land is not a destination, it's somewhere we cannot reach. The Pure Land is here. When you're sitting here with me, you enjoy your time. You do enjoy Pure Land. The cushion where you sit become the throne of the Buddha, the lotus. Sometimes we sit on a very comfortable cushion, but we just look at the watch. We are hurry for something. So look like we are sitting on something very sharp. And underneath there is no peace. One day, Gandhi tried to step on the train and accidentally he dropped one of his sandals. So after he stepped on, he got on the train, he take the other one from his feet and he throw back to the place where accidentally he dropped the other. People curious, why you do that? He said, accidentally I dropped that sandal there. If someone pick it, only one, they still cannot use. I have the one stick in my foot. I don't have a pair, so I still cannot use. So why don't I just throw that back so if someone can pick it up, they have both. Is that very wise and very compassionate? But with us, totally different. Oh my God, that is the shoe that I just bought. That is the gift from my loved one. So many things, we sit there for an hour complaining with one sandal. One left. And what do we do with that? We cannot wear it. So we put in the corner. But for an hour sitting in the train, no freedom. But Gandhi, he is very wise, very compassionate, and very freedom. So when I read to that story, it touched me and I really love the story. Someone pick it up, only one. They cannot use it. I keep one, I still cannot use it. So why don't I throw it back? So if someone pick it up, they can have both. We should learn from that. In our relationship, also the same. If we still can have a good communication together, if one day we find between us there's a crack and we cannot continue, then we can solve the problem in a very beautiful manner. There's no hatred. There's no one as an enemy. When I was young, I read a poem and I liked this sentence. During your lifetime of living, try to create more friends than enemy. And you know that because you are practiced. And you are not silly. That's why if you know that, then everything can be solved. If someone gossiping on us, we know it. But how come we still can keep patience? Because we are practiced. We are not silly. We are not silly that we don't understand what they say about us. But because we know this cannot bother us. That's why we are free from the rumors. We are free from the gossipings. I do appreciate all the questions today. And because of the questions, we combine them together as something we can learn. Thank you so much for your questions. We have a chance to learn together. Is that answer your questions? When we're able to transform our thick suffering into a very beautiful, pure land, a beautiful way of living, and that is the new era. In Buddhism, new era doesn't mean we need to die and go to somewhere else. Yesterday I lived fully suffering. This morning when I wake up, I feel so happy because every suffering from yesterday already vanished, and I have a new era to live. That is how Buddhism look about new and old. Do you remember at the great bell we invite in the morning? The Dhammakaya body, radiant beautifully in the morning. Because when we sit quietly, and that Dhamma body, radiant, the light beautifully, I know that I have a new day to live. I vow to go through this day wholeheartedly. We are the same. Yesterday, too dark. Today, we have the sunshine. I have a new day to live. Today, when I do the relaxation for you, I have sing a song. And I try to translate all of that songs into English before I sing it. And one of the poems that I really love, that they say that even this whole planet will cover full of dust, but up there, the beautiful moon still very bright and shine. This universe, this planet never get rid of any dust, right? A lot of dust, right? But up there, the moon bright, clear, and beautifully. Same thing. No matter what happens around and outside of me, but in me, the nature of the Buddha, the mindfulness, the liberation, the freedom, the pure land, still beautifully. New, different words, same meaning. Buddha's nature, mindfulness, pure land, or they say the paradise of God. Just different words. Only one meaning. No matter how people treat us, no matter how much dust they give us, but in me, in us, we have beautiful and bright moon. Here is my homeland with the coconut tree, banana tree. No matter this planet, even this planet full of dust, but up on the sky there's a beautiful moon. That is the symbol. How is our practice? No matter how much suffering surround, but in me, the Buddha's nature, the mindfulness still brightly shining. The dust surround here, but without the sunshine we cannot see. Right? But when the sun shines through the window, you can see all the dust. I hope you enjoy your time, the weekend, especially make our new year with a lot of positive, more positive than negatives. Any negatives come, learn to transform them into the lecture, into something that we can learn from them. This is something I share with you during the total relaxation. I can see now everything come to me. They do not become something negative and suffer me anymore. But with mindfulness, I learn to look at them. That's the lecture for me to learn to live, so I can laugh. So live, learn, love, laugh, life. Life is the subtotal. But life is something we want. I want a happy life. We always say that. But you want a happy life, you must live right. Laugh, love, learn. And we have a happy life. Hope you have happy life. You want to hear that song again? Quê hương tôi là đây, chỉ có vườn cao hàng chuối, mặt trái đất dù mang đầy cát bụi, những trăng sao vẫn đẹp, những đêm rằm